What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to the Chariot Friends. Justin here, and I hope you're feeling phenomenal today. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just incredible, Cancer. And it keeps us growing. I just had a thought, Cancer, but never mind. But for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. I might switch up the intro for yours like a little bit, Cancer. I've been debating about that, but we'll see. But for this, let's get down to business, Cancer, because this channel, the purpose of this channel, this would happen. See, this what happens when I go off script. The purpose of this channel, for those of you who have Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, wherever, Cancer, this one's for you. And I do tarot card spreads based off our ruler here, the good old Moon. I don't think she's ever over here, Cancer. But I'll talk about what sign she's in, what phase she's in, and when she's going void of course, just all of those lunar shenanigans. And just so y'all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, and everything will be dope, Cancer. Now, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. I know, a little aggressive. Crystals, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Cancer. And Cancer, happy Moon Day. It's Monday. Hope you're feeling relaxed, feeling rejuvenated, just feeling just intuitive, Cancer. And I hope you're getting ready to do some meditation, Cancer, because the moon, the moon is going void of course today, and she means it. The moon is going to be going void of course at about 7:54 in the evening, and that's going to be thank you. That's going to be Eastern time, and she will be moving from Leo into Virgo on Wednesday, the 13th, at about 1:17 in the morning. So we're looking at about a 29-hour and 24-minute void of course time there, Cancer. And with this energy, this is a great energy for you to just recharge your batteries, to go within, to get centered, maybe do some deep breathing, maybe sit by a bonfire, get by some water, get to nature, anything to just kind of help you just sort of like cleanse your energies and just kind of reset. Because, we, with the being able to feel to the degree that we do, we can take on a lot of energies that, and to be able to feel as much as we do, sometimes we take on energies of those that, of others. And, it's kind of help us to just sort of like figure out what's ours, take what resonate, takes what's ours, and then leave the rest with the with the world. So also, Cancer, you may notice with this energy that your plans may be subject to unexpected changes during this time, and also that people may be less likely to make decisions during this energy. So just a little something extra there for you, Cancer. And then with the moon being in Leo, this is a very fun placement for the moon. The Leo is all about, they're associated with the fifth house, which is all about creativity, self-expression, hobbies, interests. So this is a great, pleasure, play. So this is a great time if you got, like, for example, like little ones, maybe getting out there and playing with them, roll around in the grass, or get out there on the playground, whatever that's looking like. Or to indulge into so many sort of like hobbies or interests, whether you want to, I don't know, like building bikes, or I don't know what, that one was random, Cancer, or just doing some art, maybe making some music, or listening to some music, just like really getting into like a really kind of creative space, Cancer. But also, Leo's a very romantic sign there. So, if you've been thinking about love and things like that, Cancer, be bold, be assertive, get to that romantic side. But also, too, great energy for, as far as like confidence and things like that. Leo's one that's meant to shine bright, and so this is a great energy for you to just kind of be confident in who you are, Cancer, and on all your self expressions and things. And then we're getting to that waning crescent phase there, Cancer. And with this is about really kind of assessing your values and thinking about what we want to do to get ready to tackle during the next lunar cycle. But really, this is a great energy too, Cancer, for just literally just kind of, just again, appreciating the void of course time. Just getting some rest, some relaxation, and just recuperating, because it's a lot to do to integrate new types of whether this is new routines into our schedules, or maybe even taking some stuff out of there, and really great to just reconnect with yourself. I like that. There's on those cards talk about being associated with the hermit energy, so just something to think about there, Cancer. And then the last couple of things. These readings that I do, they're not gender specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations. And then the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But also down below some links for some other readers that are like watching Cancer, so definitely check them out. Very cool group. I think you really enjoy this energy. But let's get to your general energy of the day, because it's our opposite sign. You got the first card of Capricorns, which is a Tools card. And with this card, this is a card of practical abilities, resources, has what it takes, application, build it, fix it, organization, help someone, task at hand, well prepared, equipment, get stuff done, and masculinity. And energy that's coming through here, Cancer, is the abilities. And I feel like with this energy, this is a great one for really kind of digging into your tool belt there and working on the things that you are like a natural at, Cancer. Maybe building on that. Maybe you are very handy. Maybe start making more times if you've been wanting to do some stuff around the house, for example. Or if you find yourself, and especially doing this while we're in this creative sign of Leo, this could be something where, maybe you're good with art, maybe you're good with woodworking. This could even be maybe you were got great math skills, great science skills, just anything I feel like that you haven't, it's not necessarily take for granted, Cancer, but I feel like that we haven't paid attention to. Maybe you have something that just people say you're a natural at. Maybe they say you have a great voice, and maybe you want to do, maybe looking at some like YouTube videos as far as like doing maybe some vocal training or something along those lines. So you don't have to pay for stuff like Cancer. We got so many free stuff at our disposals. Or maybe this is like, I don't know, just a number of things. And that's interesting because I feel like when we left off on Friday, we were talking about, multidimensional and kind of tapping into the many facets of you there, Cancer. And so I feel like, the universe here, at least the last, couple days, has been just trying to get you to just explore more about who you are, and expressing those things, and really kind of even if we're not necessarily doing like a side hustle or making it a business and things, just to have that sort of stuff in your world, I feel like brings a lot more sunlight and more happiness, and makes this journey just way more pleasant than if we're just like sticking to just like the grind and the hustle of just like the everyday life there, Cancer. But let's get some tarot on this and get some details. Thank you. All right, Cancer. Let's see what's going on here. All right, so you have interesting, Cancer. I love that. So you have the Six of Stars and then the Ten of Moons in reverse. And then we have the Three of Moons, the Five of Stars, and then the Ten of Stars in upright. And Cancer, in this deck, the moons are cups and then the stars are pentacles. And I feel that, Cancer, with the Five of Stars, so let's start there first, because I feel like that there's something that is maybe been feeling like the side of you that's been feeling ignored or been feeling deprived lately. Again, these abilities that we're not tapping into. And I feel like that with the Six of Stars, this can be like a card of balance. And I feel like that because you see how you got here, how your Ten of Stars, your legacy, your foundation, all the practical matters are up right here. But that sense of fulfillment, the Ten of Moons, this one's in reverse here. And I feel like there is this need to restore that balance there. I feel like that maybe for some we felt like we've had to sacrifice a side of ourselves in order to achieve a different side. But I don't see how come they can't work, in tandem. And I feel like that with the Three of Moons being here, there's this energy of I don't know. It's like I almost feel like that the universe wants you to celebrate the fact that you have more to give than I feel like you realize that you can have this, or like, or almost like more so that you can celebrate the fact that you can achieve this balance. It's just like slowly working in this stuff and starting to integrate these things. But in just paying attention to where you've been, I don't know, been feeling kind of starved for more here, because when you get those like creative bursts or those inspirations, like, oh, I wanted to do, man, I wish I had more time to build stuff, or again, or like, I wish I had more time to travel, or to learn a language, or whatever that's looking like, whatever these passions are. I feel that you absolutely can. It's just like the mindset that sometimes we tell ourselves, because I'm just thinking this is Mercury in Cancer, with the Three of Moons. And it's like I feel like that head and heart is just like kind of out of balance there, because that famous line, there's never enough time in the day. But it's just like when we look at how we utilize our time, is there something that we can that is kind of taking away from us here with the Five of Stars, that's kind of eating up that stuff, and then can we pour more of that sort of creative energy there? For example, Cancer, I used to be one of my, kind of favorite distractions. I had this little game on my phone that I love playing. I was getting my, doing my work and stuff and making sure all these things, but I wasn't feeding my soul, and that wasn't really, just kind of like, yeah, just like it was this kind of like really just kind of depriving myself of that expression and things. And it's like as soon as you start like kind of balancing that stuff out, and listen, I tend to go to extremes a little bit, so I just completely cut it out and then kind of filled that space up with something else. But I found out where all my time went, and it's just like thinking about those kind of things and really kind of analyzing that, because it's like if we tell ourselves this stuff, then the universe is tricky like that. If we don't have enough time in the day, because that was even something too. I was just like, man, I wish I could do this and do that and do that, but then go do something else that wasn't that thing that I wanted to do. And that's why I feel like the Ten of Moons is trying to get you at, to do more things that, and it's not ignoring your responsibilities, working towards your legacy and stuff, but we're beings of creation, so we're meant to create. A lot of this stuff would, and none of this stuff would be here if it wasn't for, well, what I mean, Cancer. But yeah, I just feel like that the universe really just wants you to kind of balance out more of this stuff here, to create more harmony, more celebration in your world. Cancer. And that even can work on the flip side as well. It's just like maybe we've been kind of focusing on like the fulfillment, and maybe we've been ignoring responsibilities, because we do, again, I'm almost thinking about that relationship between like Virgo and Pisces, because I'm always talking about how we can learn from our opposite signs, and that's funny, talk about the other water and earth sign. But Virgo deals with like the day to day routines, the jobs, the stuff like that. Thinking about our health, doing like working out and stuff. Where it may not all be fun, but we got to take care of this vessel. But at the same time, Pisces is about that spirituality, that compassion, that love, all of that stuff. And it's just like how to fuse the two together. I mean, maybe for some we've been kind of indulging in like the more kind of escaping type of things, and we need to kind of ground some of that stuff as well. So again, you see how it all forms this really kind of beautiful type of harmonious dance here, Cancer. But I feel like it's just ignoring those energies that are feeling that they're not being completely fulfilled here, if that makes sense. I like that, Cancer. I'm just going to keep you over here. Nice little start there, Cancer. Let's put you here. And let's get another oracle on the mix. Or another oracle. Let's get some more tarot on this. Thank you. Alright, Cancer. Alright, so you have the Ace of Stars and the Four of Wands in reverse, and then you have the Five of Swords and the Four of Stars. And I feel that for some, that maybe the reason, if it's been more so we haven't tapped into, because you do get quite a bit of stars here, Cancer. the fact that I feel like for some it's like maybe we haven't tapped into that more fulfillment side is because of maybe the opinions of, I'm almost even getting like maybe this could deal with family, or this could be with like our friends. Maybe it's just like what they like, I don't know, since we don't view this stuff as practical here, this could even be just like the opinions of society, that it's just like you have to be doing this one thing, and that you can enjoy all of these luxuries when we get to retirement. And it's just like, I don't see why we can't enjoy this stuff along the way, why we need to wait that long to tap into these reserves here, Cancer, to do some stuff that really fulfills us. Because the pentacles don't just deal with just your money, this deals with your health, your manifestation. And if we're not in that active state of manifesting, where we're creating things and building stuff and putting things out there for others to appreciate, then we're just going to be, I feel like, just stay stuck. And then life is going to just not have that zest. And then it creates this, I don't know, this almost just sort of like, I'm almost getting like a Four of Cups even type of vibe, this like kind of apathy, or just like this, not that this interest in life, or that this experience isn't as beautiful as it can be. And again, it's considering that we're talking about this, especially with the moon being in Leo, again, like the most creative sign of the zodiac. I feel that Cancer is one of those things, especially with those abilities. If you don't use it, you lose it, and it atrophies. And so I feel that there is a need to just kind of check in here with the Four of Wands and see if we really are, doing things. Because Ten of Moons, like it ties into our legacy as well. And I'm even just thinking too, because the Ten of Moons can be like a card of family, and maybe for some it's like we want to start a family, but it's like we want to, but we're focusing more so on our business. But there's this side that it's just like, I don't know, it's like it's, yeah, something even for some, it's even that might even be a case, like the ability to kind of like share this joy in life and things with others. And maybe this is somewhere, I don't know, that's very interesting too there, Cancer. It's just like, I don't want to say that we lose for those if that's something that's resonating with you. It's not, there's a window with that. So I feel like we just, if that's something that you think about as well, I feel like there's a way to, again, to balance out these energies. It's just like everything doesn't have to be so kind of cut and dry. You know what I mean? It can be something where where there's a will, there's a way. And if we need to make something work, bet we'll figure this out. I feel like there's been something, Cancer, when you want something so bad, you will do whatever it takes to get that thing. And I feel like, why doesn't it have to apply really towards like your dreams and things along those lines as well? Or, whatever this legacy is, or anything along those lines. But because even when these cards are in reverse, that doesn't mean that you're just never going to get them. It's just that these are energies that we're thinking about, and it's just like how that we're going to access them. We keep denying them, and it's just like what is keeping us from fulfilling that, from taking that action and bringing this stuff to completion. There is it the opinions of others? Are we worried about finances? Are we missing certain resources? Like what is that? And then figure out, then when we have the problems at hand, then that gives us a chance to again tap into that creative side, that Leo energy, where it's just like, all right, now I got all my problems here, let's knock this checklist out and let's get stuff done. Capricorn energy, look at that, because the achievers of the zodiac. In Cancer, we're just as hard hustlers as Capricorn too. It's just we do it a little bit different, but we can, when mama needs to get stuff done, you know what I mean, Cancer. I like that. Let's get some advice from the sun. Interesting. Huh? All right, Cancer. Thank you. Last little bit here. Oh, there's my girl. Oh, and there's Capricorn. All right, hold on here, Cancer, because you have the So you have the Ace of Swords in reverse. That's interesting that your aces are in reverse. And then you have, let me move this over here, Cancer, let's move you there. And then you have the Nine of Swords, the Page of Stars, the Tower, the Empress, and then the Devil here, Cancer. And let's switch back over, because that's some interesting energy that's coming through here, Cancer. And I feel like for some, with this Ace of Swords and Nine of Swords type of energy, I feel like that there's been this anxiety here, that, or this fear of, maybe if we were to let's say pursue whatever this heart's desire is, that, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like it's just, it gives me this energy of doubt, that every time we think about the idea of starting up something new with these aces here, that there's just like, we won't be able to get this done, or that we won't be able to sustain it, because the Page of Stars, this is like, the pages are youthful energy, and I feel like that it's almost like the ace of, like, with our aces being in reverse, it's like we're denying that inner child's ability to create abundance, Cancer, with the Empress being here. And you absolutely can there, Cancer, but there's just some things that need to change. And I feel like that what happens is, when we deny ourselves this stuff here, we get into that sort of, because that can deal with devil territory too. And, he's not just drug, sex, and alcohol and things. It's any sort of vice, and that could be those anxieties, those fears, those doubts. That's the devil putting that stuff in our face in order to face our fears and to overcome this stuff. But sometimes if we ignore those things, then that's how tower moments happen, because there's something it's the universe trying to guide you to your true calling, to your highest vibration. And I feel that it's one of those things that when tower moments happen, they're there to show us just how we can manifest, and how how we can deal with change, and because I love when the Tower and the Empress pop up, because I know like the Empress and the Emperor are supposed to be divine counterparts, and I'm not knocking their relationship, but really for me, these are the divine counterparts here. The true kind of love is that Tower and that Empress, Mars and Venus, because Tower, Mars brings in that action, that drive for change, to destroy the foundations of things that no longer are working for us, that are holding us back, whether this be opinions, or maybe even people that might be getting in the way. We might put in boundaries, or maybe even move from whatever this is looking like, And even just thinking with the Ten of Moons, again, this could be a family thing. Maybe we had family members tell us that we can't do this thing again because it's not practical. It's like this kind of like, sort of like, I'm getting sort of like, maybe toxic, just like seeds that have been put in our head that haven't been conducive to our growth. But, the Tower removes that, so that the Empress can come through and really express her true nature, to bring love and beauty and abundance and wish fulfillment and art and all of those lovely things that are around us here, Cancer. And I feel like that it would be a disservice to yourself to not manifest what you want, and to really, get that total fulfillment that this life is meant to bring to you, to bring that sunlight, and to, because our thoughts are powerful, Cancer, and if we let that fear and things drive you, then that's what's going to just stay. And the devil will kick it with you as long as it takes for you to grow, and he's a bit unorthodox on how he does it, along with the Tower there. They could be a little, well, Tower I feel like is a little more aggressive with it, but you absolutely can do this thing, Cancer, but it's just it is a matter of will, I feel like, is part way that goes with that. And then really kind of, once you've rediscovered these abilities and that passion and thing, to foster that and to hone that and to nurture that stuff into being, and to let that help you grow, because then that helps you, that. And again, this is not like we're quitting our jobs to go become an artist or something like that, not unless you want to, Cancer, but just like incorporating more of those things that fulfill your soul on top of whatever obligations that you're trying to build for your legacy on, for whether this is for our next family or whatever that's looking like, Cancer. So I think I'm gonna leave that there, but I like that, Cancer. I feel like that's a dope way to start a Monday. My girl popping up here, Empress, what's good? But Cancer, if any of that resonated with you, give it a thumbs up. And share this, because, I feel like that, especially with us Cancer being a sign that can be rooted in the past, those types of like maybe damaging types of ideas or thoughts that have been ingrained in us, I feel like, compared to other signs, that can be a little bit harder for us to kind of shake off there. And that's something where it does take some time, because it says we can remember how starkly and almost like relive that feeling over and over and over again. And it's a lot to kind of play that on repeat, and it can potentially keep you stuck for a while there, Cancer. And that might be something to think about for the next lunar cycle, to kind of deal with maybe those traumas. Or, and if it's not like a parent thing, maybe like a teacher or something along those lines, or an authority figure or something, because that's, Capricorn energy can kind of deal with that. But about to get back into your reading. But yeah, share this, and then if you haven't already, Cancer, subscribe, hit that bell button, get notified when I these videos each week. And then Cancer, you know how I feel about checking your chart, because then that could tell you actually my North Node is in Capricorn in the 6th house. And it's just like I spent a lot of time, you can learn a lot about yourself, Cancer. I spent a lot of time in my past life kind of dealing more with like 12th house stuff. It's funny, I was talking about that earlier, Pisces and Virgo's house. But I spent a lot of time kind of fostering my stuff and like skills and getting lost in the spiritual world. But now my soul kind of came here to put that stuff and manifest that, to be more routine with it and things like that. So you can learn a lot about your chart, Cancer. So check your sun, moon, rising, all that stuff. And then come over and check out my other channel, Alchemist 8. I do videos weekly. I do weekly videos. I just started the monthly. Speaking of Leos, I just started doing the monthly ones. I had a trip planned here soon, so I got some move stuff that I'm trying to get ahead on these videos. But I just did Leos, and I love the monthly ones, and I do yearly ones, and it's a good old time, Cancer. And all that housekeeping is down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here. Oh, so I can get you out of here, Cancer, because you got the Death card in reverse here. And the Tower is one of rulers of Scorpio here, the Death card. And with the Death card in reverse, there's something that's needing to change. And that might be this Nine of Swords here. This idea that we can't manifest with our aces being in reverse. That we've been depriving ourselves for so long, or however that's been looking. It's about, in a sense, the death of an old you to make way for a new, more improved you, one that one of a higher vibration, and things along those lines, Cancer. So, and I feel like you will be surprised what you can manifest when you start working on this stuff, Cancer, and start healing this thing. It's very fascinating and very very heartening, when you start getting into those energies. But let me get your oracle card here so I can get you out of here, Cancer. Get you out there learning your abilities and all the facets of you. Let's see what's going on here. Thank you. Alright, Cancer, see what's going on here. Oh, I love that, Cancer, because you are a conduit. So you got the 42nd card, which is the Amanita card, which is the conduit. And this is ruled by Neptune, Pluto, and Mercury. And I like that, because when you think about that, Cancer, you are a conduit for change, for these energies. We're spirits going through these human experiences, and it's like taking those messages from source, however you connect, higher self, the spirits, the angels, the ancestors, however that's looking. And you do act as a conduit for whatever it is you want to manifest, and that's the beautiful thing. It's just this. You're literally you're a hierophant in the sense, that bridge between the spiritual and the physical realm. And that's a lovely thing, Cancer, and it brings change. And I love that, because it's like Neptune is taking those dreams in order to Pluto to access that power and start bringing about that change with your thoughts. Mercury, bringing that stuff into being. That's brilliant use of your abilities there, Cancer. And I feel like utilize that to the fullest there, Empress, because that's how we do it. I'm getting chills even just thinking about that. So I'm gonna leave that there, Cancer. So you stay safe out there. with your with this, you know, if there is some sort of healing work that needs to be done with that, you know, just staying safe out there, Cancer. And because that can be a lot dealing with those things, but that growth is very powerful, you know, when you're able to realize the power of to be able to manifest your thoughts and your dreams and things. You keep eyes on that moon because she wants you to yeah, she wants you to grow, wants you to think about what you want to manifest next. Do like Wayne and Cressa, do some hermit energy, you know, reflect on what you want to do, and start manifesting there. I was gonna call you magician, and you are a magician, Cancer. And I will catch you on the next one tomorrow.